Making friends as an adult is harder than it's ever been. In the UK, loneliness has become a serious issue, with millions of people saying they regularly feel disconnected from others. That includes people who have jobs, routines, and even social circles. So if you've been struggling to build real friendships, or feeling like your connections don't last, you're not the only one going through it. And more importantly, you're not the problem. The truth is, most people were never actually taught how to build friendships that last. We're told things like just be social or put yourself out there, but no one really explains what that looks like in real life. Especially as you get older, when life becomes busier and more complicated, building real connections takes more than just being around people. It takes intention. Most friendships don't end suddenly. They fade over time, often without either person fully noticing it at first. In the beginning, things feel easy. Conversations flow, you check in regularly, and there's a natural connection. But as time goes on, that effort slowly starts to drop. Messages become less frequent. Replies take longer. Plans happen less often. And eventually, you realize the connection isn't what it used to be. That can feel confusing, especially when there wasn't a clear reason for it. But this happens more often than people admit. A big reason for that is inconsistency. Strong friendships aren't built on big moments or occasional conversations. They're built on small, repeated actions over time. Checking in, sending a message, remembering something important, these things keep a connection alive. Without that consistency, even good friendships can fade. Not because people don't care, but because no one is actively maintaining the connection anymore. And over time, distance builds without anyone really meaning for it to happen. Another reason friendships don't last is because people aren't fully themselves. It's natural to hold parts of yourself back, especially at the start. You want to be liked, so you adjust how you act or what you say. But over time, that creates distance. Because people aren't connecting with who you really are. They're connecting with a version of you that feels safer to show. And that kind of connection doesn't always hold up long term. Being yourself isn't always easy. There's always a risk of being judged, misunderstood, or feeling like you don't quite fit. And that's why so many people avoid it. But real friendships are built on honesty, not performance. The more real you are, the easier it is for the right people to connect with you properly. Not just on the surface, but in a way that actually lasts. One of the most underrated parts of building strong friendships is listening. Not just hearing someone speak, but actually paying attention to what they're saying. Understanding them, remembering small details, and showing that it matters. When people feel heard, they feel valued. And that's what builds trust over time. You don't always need perfect advice, sometimes just being present is enough. It's also important to accept something that people don't talk about enough. Not every friendship is meant to last forever. Some people come into your life for a certain time and then things change. You grow, your priorities shift, and sometimes those changes don't line up anymore. That doesn't mean the friendship failed. It just means it served its purpose at that time. What matters is recognizing which friendships are still healthy. A real friendship is mutual. There's effort on both sides, not just one person trying to keep it going. If you're always the one reaching out, always the one making plans, it can start to feel exhausting. And over time, that kind of one-sided effort doesn't last. You deserve the same energy back. The right friendships don't feel forced. You don't have to constantly overthink what to say or how you're coming across. There's a level of comfort there that feels natural. That doesn't mean everything is perfect. But overall, it feels easy to be around that person. And that's usually a sign that the connection is genuine. Building friendships like that takes time. It doesn't happen instantly and it doesn't happen with everyone you meet. It takes patience and consistency. It also takes a willingness to open up, even when that feels uncomfortable. Because without that, it's hard to move past surface-level connection. And real friendships need depth. At the end of the day, it's not about knowing a huge number of people. It's about having a few real connections. People who understand you and support you. People who show up when it matters. That's what makes a friendship last. And if you focus on building that slowly, honestly, and consistently, you won't just make friends. You'll build friendships that actually mean something. One thing that helps friendships last is shared experiences. It doesn't always have to be something big or exciting. Even simple things like going for a walk, watching something together, or just spending time in the same space can strengthen a connection over time. These moments create familiarity, and familiarity builds comfort. The more comfortable people feel around each other, the easier it becomes to relax and be themselves without overthinking everything. Another important part of friendship is reliability. Knowing that someone will do what they say, or be there when they say they will, builds a strong sense of trust. And trust is what keeps people connected long term. It's not about being perfect all the time. Everyone gets busy, everyone makes mistakes. But consistently showing that you care, even in small ways, makes a big difference. Good communication also plays a big role. Being able to talk honestly, especially when something feels off, helps prevent small issues from turning into bigger ones. A lot of friendships fade simply because things are left unsaid. At the same time, not every silence is a bad thing. Real friendships don't need constant conversation to feel secure. Sometimes just knowing the connection is there is enough. Respect is another key part of any lasting friendship. Respect for each other's time, boundaries, and differences. You won't always agree on everything, and that's normal. But being able to accept those differences without judgment is what keeps the friendship strong. It allows both people to grow without feeling like they have to change who they are. I hope you enjoyed my video, Building Lasting Friendships. I would love to hear your comments. Please subscribe to my channel, it would really mean a lot to me. Thank you for watching. Big thanks.